Hi everyone, Lewis here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a short video showing off the newly released screenshots for the DayZ standalone game. These are the first ever screenshots released for standalone and show off how exactly the environment works briefly in the full DayZ standalone game, and also the interiors of the buildings. So for those who don't know already, the primary map for DayZ standalone is going to be a map called Chernarus+, and as suggested by the name, it is simply a revamped version of the original Chernarus map for the DayZ mod. Although the final version of Chernarus+ will without a doubt be very different to its predecessor, the main difference between Chernarus+ and the original Chernarus map is the interiors of the buildings, since they are fully furnished and most of them are enterable, which was a huge issue with the original DayZ mod. So you might notice some similarities between the DayZ mod buildings and the DayZ standalone buildings, since the team's main goal was to simply make sure that all of the buildings were fully enterable and furnished rather than changing around each and every city. So our first screenshot is looking from the outside into a green building. You can see, of course, it has 2 floors, which is something literally none of the original DayZ buildings had, or at least in terms of non-pedestrian buildings. And of course, a good example of how this would be awesome in gameplay is, you see a nice house which you want to maybe take over. You just go in the house, put some barbed wire in the front, and then it's your personal little stash. Although it might not seem like a huge change, you can also imagine how these new building structures will also affect the looting system. Although it might not seem like a huge change from the original DayZ mod, you can also imagine how this would play with the looting system. For example, you could have a lot of spawn locations, but not so much loot in the spawn location, so you'd actually have to check a lot of a house or a large number of houses to get the loot which you want. Although it's not confirmed, you would imagine some of this loot would spawn on the tables. Maybe you can open up this wardrobe right here and check for loot inside there. And there's also a possibility of being able to open and close every door in the house. As you can see in a lot of the screenshots, there are a lot of doors, so you can imagine how this would affect the gunplay and also for surviving against zombies. The dev post which comes along with these screenshots state that literally every single building inside of this village are enterable, even the sheds. Of course, this doesn't exactly give you a good idea of how the big cities such as Chernogorsk and Elektro are going to be playing out, but you can imagine that pretty much all of the buildings in those big cities will be enterable as well. Also, something to note is that all these screenshots are done under the normal graphics option. These aren't even highest options, and to be honest, they still do look pretty stunning considering that. These are of course still a work in progress, so there might be some changes in terms of the interior and what exactly you can do inside the buildings from now to the final standalone release, but right now, like I said, they do look pretty impressive. The original DayZ mod didn't really show off the whole apocalypse thing too well in terms of interiors, since of course the buildings weren't altered from Arma 2 to the DayZ mod, but of course since we've had the chance to finally make the interiors itself, you can really see the whole apocalypse theme setting in on all of these interiors. But that's pretty much it. There'll be a link to a full dev post in the description below if you do want to go ahead and read through that. Currently the DayZ standalone is planned for December 2012, which is the end of this year. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Feel free to share your opinions on the DayZ standalone so far, and I'll see you guys next time.